Well, hello everyone, this is Emrys from cruisehive.com. We've got plenty of cruise news updates for you as cruise ships are returning all over the place, including from the US. And the first Carnival cruise ship has finally restarted operations. Well, it's a busy 4th of July weekend for sure, with cruise ships resuming operations for the first time, including Royal Caribbean, Carnival Cruise Line and Crystal Cruises. The industry is not on hold anymore. And finally, yes, finally, after 15 months, people can go on a cruise vacation. There's plenty of news to update you on, with updates also from Disney Cruise Line, MSC Cruises, and one of Royal Caribbean's Oasis-class cruise ships. So lots to get stuck into. Let's get started. So let's start with Freedom of the Seas, which is the first Royal Caribbean international cruise ship to set sail with guests from the US. It's been 15 months in the making since Royal Caribbean first announced it would shut down cruises from the US for 30 days on March 13th, 2020. Such a long time ago. The ship departed Port Miami on Friday with 93% of guests fully vaccinated, and it kicks off a busy 4th of July weekend. Freedom of the Seas will operate 3-night weekend and 4-night weekday getaways to Royal Caribbean's private island of Perfect Day, Coco Cay, along with a call in Nassau, Bahamas. This is now the second ship in the fleet to resume operations, following Adventure of the Seas, which restarted out of Nassau in June. Even more ships will resume cruises through August, including Anthem of the Seas out of the UK, Serenade of the Seas and Ovation of the Seas in Alaska, and the new Odyssey of the Seas out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. After 15 months on hold, Carnival Cruise Line has finally restarted operations. Yes, I can't believe I'm actually saying that. Carnival Vista became the first ship in the fleet to restart by departing out of Galveston, Texas on Saturday. The celebration started with a back-to-fun ribbon-cutting ceremony on board, attended by Carnival Cruise Line President Christine Duffy, local officials and the Carnival Vista captain. Guests were then given a fun-filled welcome as they arrived on board. The ship is sailing with 2,940 guests, and believe it or not, but 888 of those are newbie Carnival cruisers, which is very impressive indeed. During the first voyage, the Carnival Vista is calling at Mahogany Bay, Cozumel and Belize City. Also, sister ship Carnival Horizon is restarting operations this weekend out of Miami, Florida. And after initially being denied to fly to the US, Carnival Cruise Line brand ambassador John Heald will now be on board during the ship's first cruise back. So the ship is departing on Sunday from the cruise capital of the world on a 6-day voyage, including calls to Amber Cove and 2 days at Half Moon Cay, which is Carnival's private island in the Bahamas. Carnival Horizon was to call in Bimini for the first time, but that stop was cancelled just for the July 4th sailing. Alright folks, so more Carnival cruise ships will begin to restart operations through July and August as follows. Carnival Miracle is sailing from Seattle starting July 27th. Carnival Breeze is sailing from Galveston starting July 15th. Mardi Gras is sailing from Port Canaveral starting July 31st. Carnival Magic is sailing from Port Canaveral starting August 7th. Carnival Sunrise is sailing from Miami starting August 14th. And Carnival Panorama is sailing from Long Beach starting on August 21st. So do keep checking cruisehive.com for all the latest updates from Carnival Cruise Line, including the new changes that will be on board for the initial sailings. The luxury cruise line Crystal Cruises has also resumed operations for the first time since spring 2020. Crystal Serenity departed out of Nassau, Bahamas on Saturday, a new home port for the cruise line. The vessel will operate round-trip voyages from Nassau through November 13th, 2021. The stunning island of Bimini is also an embarkation port for guests, along with calls to destinations in the Bahamas. Joyous and eager officers, staff and crew of Crystal's flagship welcomed guests on board. Also, a Junkanoo parade entertained guests in a lively Bahamian tradition of music, dancing and colourful costumes at the pier. The ship received a water cannon salute as she left the harbour in Nassau with the sounds of Crystal Cruises' signature Sail Away song. Oh, now we're talking. Cruises are definitely back. Crystal Serenity is sailing with fully vaccinated guests and crew as part of its Crystal Clean Plus protocols. MSC Cruises held a steel cutting ceremony on June 28th in the shipyard where its newer ship, MSC Euribia, is under construction. The vessel will be the second ship of 3 ships in the MSC lineup powered by environmentally friendly fuel of liquefied natural gas, which is of course also known as LNG, and the 22nd ship in total in the MSC fleet. MSC Euribia has been named after the Greek goddess of mastery of the seas, a more than fitting name for a vessel of this size. Like her sister ship, MSC World Europa, she will weigh in at approximately 205,000 gross tons and carry 6,850 passengers, making it one of the biggest ships in the world. The ship, which will be the company's most environmentally efficient yet, will be built at the Chantiers de l'Atlantique shipyard in Saint-Nazaire, France. She will enter service in June 2023. Disney's plans for a test sailing have been pushed back due to inconsistent test results. Disney Dream was scheduled to depart on June 29th from Port Canaveral, Florida on a 2-night simulated cruise. The ship was the second in the US to be approved by the CDC to operate the sailing to stress test new protocols. With the ship not reaching the requirements for the CDC, it does now mean that Disney Dream is listed as red status. The vessel is considered to have a positive result by the CDC, and the Disney Dream will need to reach green status to be allowed to sail and receive its conditional sailing certificate. Well, it is a setback for the cruise line, which was to sail on Tuesday with crew members as volunteer passengers. It's not yet known when the ship will eventually operate the simulated sailing, but it's likely to be sometime in July. The CDC has approved Oasis of the Seas to operate a test sailing which will take place out of the Cape Liberty cruise port in Bayonne, New Jersey. This will be the first test cruise from the port. Oasis of the Seas will depart on its test sailing on August 22nd, 2021, and it will arrive back on August 28th, 2021, which is longer than the usual 2-night simulated cruises we've seen so far. This will allow the cruise line to stress test any protocols under the eye of the CDC. If all goes well, the ship will then receive its conditional sailing certificate. Once the certificate is received, Oasis of the Seas will be allowed to resume revenue cruises. So there will be volunteers on board when the ship does eventually begin revenue sailings. All crew members on board will be fully vaccinated. The majority of guests will also be fully vaccinated, along with a small percentage of unvaccinated guests as per CDC guidelines. Alright folks, those are just some of the major cruise stories from the week. We've got even more over on cruisehive.com, including updates to the Carnival Hub app, Major milestone for 2 Virgin Voyages cruise ships, a new dining venue revealed for Mardi Gras, Explorer of the Seas being used to house Surfside first responders, and a lot more. We've got plenty of updates on cruise ships restarting around the world, so do go and check it all out over on cruisehive.com. Also, feel free to leave a comment and let us know how excited you are about the cruise comeback and any of the news from the week. Thanks ever so much for your time, it really is appreciated. And if you did find the video informative at all, then do feel free to like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos that are coming up. I'm Memris from cruisehive.com. Thanks again everyone for your time, and I'll see you all soon.